on. I mean, you've seen the information that I've seen. So it's hard to kind of break down the women's roster and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of people here that we're not going to know. But there are people here that we do know. People like Wendy Chu. So Wendy Chu, for example, is going to be competing on this show. She's certainly a name that we know. As well as that, we also have like Smiley Kylie Ray. She is obviously someone that you'll know if you watched very early AEW. She was actually in AEW. I think, wasn't it when AEW like very first began, like when we were still trying to figure out who some of the women were? I think she was someone that was featured, but then there was some sort of thing that went down. I think, wasn't it something to do with Chris Jericho, it turned out. Allegedly, I don't know, but allegedly, and then she ended up leaving there and has been on the indie scene, and now she finds herself in Evolve. So I don't know that I've seen any kind of breakdown of the roster or anything like that. Like, I wish we could dig it. I don't even think, I haven't even looked, to be honest, but I don't think they've got them listed on the WWE Superstars page. That would be good if they did. You know, if you go to like the WWE website, you can actually filter down the superstars by Raw, SmackDown, NXT. Yeah, hopefully they add Evolve to that. That would be good. They haven't got anything there at the moment. It just says free agent, Raw, SmackDown, NXT, Hall of Fame, blah, 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 blah. So they haven't actually got them listed. But it would be good if eventually they do put them on there. Right, WWE Evolve. Let's get this over here. LS Dub said, I'm going to VPN over to the UK if I have to. Well, here in the UK, if you want to watch it, it's going to be on YouTube. And I already saw they had it set up, so it's going to be good to go. It's just on there's 187 people waiting to watch the show. There's more people joining us here right now than there is waiting for the Evolve show, which is kind of cool. Big shout out to everyone that's stopping by, and yeah, great. I mean, we're going to be doing this every week, so it is great to see people stopping by and checking out this brand new brand and giving it a go, seeing if it's for them or not. And I'm really excited, man. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Let me just change over this setting. Lovely. That's what I want. And that is what I've done. Okay. WWE disabled chat. They're pansies, said Frankie. It is disabled, isn't it? Yeah. I wonder why they've done that. I wonder why that. Perhaps it'll start when the show starts, maybe. I don't recall having seen that before. So that is a little strange. They don't do that for like Saturday night's main event, do they? Nah, because I normally see people firing in like words and saying hello and all that stuff. So, yeah, that's a little bit weird that they've done that. Interesting. Lenanor's mind. Lenanor's mind. How do you say that? Leanor's. Got it. Leonor's mind. Hello. Shout out to you. Finley said, can you use the same body from the faction picture for the other picture? Yeah. I can do that, Finley. Finley. Faction. Image. Yep, no worries. I'm looking forward to Evolve, but I can't find the YouTube channel. Well, if you're in the UK, but it'll be on WWE's official accounts. If you're in America, it's on Tubi. So Tubi is where you go for it there. I guess people in the US could VPN to Canada or UK, said Just Smitty. Yes, absolutely. Then you just go to YouTube. I mean, I've literally got it set up in front of me. So I know it's there. I know it works. And I know that it's going to be no problems. So, yeah, I've got it kind of set up in front of me at the moment. Okay, I am actually, because I've literally just done a member stream, and now we're here doing this. I'm actually a little bit out the loop today as to what's been going down news-wise. So I haven't even started compiling stuff for Unseen today. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the headlines whilst people are here. So we have got not much. John Cena, Hulk Hogan said John Cena's heel turn was one of the best that I've seen in a long time. John Cena advertised for 3 new SmackDown dates. CM Punk European Tour update. Oh, yeah. He has been, removed from stuff, isn't he? CM Punk is no longer being advertised for 2 European dates. The website has removed CM Punk from appearing on the Raw episodes on March 24th and March 31st. He was never officially announced for these dates, but he was amongst the names that were being mentioned, but he's no longer being mentioned for those shows now. So that's disappointing if you was going to go to the Raw shows on March 24th or March 31st, because not sure that CM Punk's going to be a part of those now. So, don't know what's happening there. John Cena, though, is being advertised for 3 new SmackDowns. Cena is going to be at SmackDown on May 30th, so well after WrestleMania, June 13th, and June 20th. So he's doing 3 SmackDowns, not in a row, but very close together. End of May, mid-June, and then the week after. So, just a little bit of word today about kind of superstars and different shows they're going to be at. Oh, bless me. Right. Only thing that pops into my thing when I search WWE on Tubi is NXT and those horrific WWE studio movies. I'm sorry that you're being subjected to those. I can't help you with this. My hands are tied on that. I'd love to sit here and go, I'll click this, do that, go here, but I don't have visibility on Tubi. I'm literally sat here watching, I'm watching the countdown clock that says 47 minutes on YouTube. And as we said, this is going to be Evolve. WWE Evolve roster. Is there WWE Evolve? There is a Wikipedia page. I mean, this has already been taped, so you would think that there would be a roster that would be out there somewhere that would give us an idea. This thing is being created and overseen by Gabe Sapolsky, right? Now, Gabe Sapolsky was the founder of the original Evolve, so, he is a very skilled promoter, booker, creative writer, and he does a lot of work within WWE. Well, he's the person they've given the responsibility to of overseeing this. So this is going to be good because he's very skilled, very talented. So they've really handed this over to someone that knows what they're doing. It's going to be presented by Pete Rosenberg and Robert Stone, Mr. Stone. So those are the 2 presenters of this. And Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Lee Fittin, they're all executive producers on this as well. So this is getting some support, right? It's getting some support. They're not just throwing it out there and just what will be, will be. It says that it's going to be coming from the Performance Center, but it's the actual Performance Center, not the... I don't even know what it's called anymore. It used to be known as the Capitol Wrestling Center, where NXT is filmed. That's the old Performance Center now. Because they had to move it, didn't they? Because that is just always set up for NXT now. So they've had to move all the rings and all of the training facility stuff. That's gone to a different location, a new Performance Center. This is coming from that new Performance Center. This is coming from a space that we've not seen a show come from before. So I'm quite excited just to have a little look around at the layout of this place. I want to know how people are being presented. How are you going to get across the heels and the faces? There is a crowd, but how are the crowd going to know whether to boo or cheer, or how is the wrestler going to communicate that when we don't really know? I mean, Wendy Chu surely is going to get a good reaction because she's a big star. So in this world, she's a big star. So I'm thinking unless she comes out looking moody and like, you know, berates the crowd or gestures that she's going to hit one of the crowd, then the crowd will quickly catch on. Oh, she's a bad person. Do you know what? Wrestling fundamentals, Wrestling 101. It's going to be really interesting to see how do they communicate that. Obviously, once you've watched a few episodes, you're going to know people. But at the start, are we going to do promos? Is that how we're going to do it? Are we going to start with Gabe Sapolsky in the ring? He's going to bring out one of his big stars, do a bit of a promo. We'll then figure out if they're face or heel from what they're saying. And then does it lead into a match? Or how have they structured this? Is it just match? Or are there interviews? If there are interviews, where are those interviews taking place? Have they got an interview area? Have they pre-filmed? Is it all being done live? There's a lot of questions, right? There's a lot of questions and a lot of stuff that I'm really interested to find out. So, yeah, I don't have like loads of information, although it does say the confirmed roster includes several names that are going to appear on the first episode. Okay, this might help. So, Trill London is a former NFL safety. I don't know what that means, right? So he probably kept people safe in the NFL, so good for him. So Trill London. Tate Wilder is a former Arizona fullback, right? So Trill Williams, Case H. Keanu Carver is a former Temple defensive tackle, Kevin Robertson. Draco Knox is a former Mercer tight end, Draco Starks. Harlem Lewis is a former Moorhead State linebacker, Vincent Winey. Smiley Kylie Ray, a well-known independent wrestling star. And Zayda Steele, an upcoming women's division talent. Now, she is known from LFG, that's Zayda Steele. So I think you're going to see some LFG talent. You're going to see some WWE ID talent. You're going to see some next in line talent. You're going to see some NXT talent. I think they'll increase that as weeks go by, to be honest, because they're going to want people to tune into this, aren't they? So if you're going to get people to tune in, you're going to need to give them some sort of name recognition. Hence why probably Wendy Chu is being used, for example. Ellis Dubs like these names are atrocious. Trill London, Tate Wilder, Keanu Carver, Draco Knox, Harlem Lewis, Kylie Ray, Zayda Steele. So those are just some notable names that it says here feature on the first episodes. So there we go. Guys, we're all going to be Tate Wilder. Tate Wilder stands now. Tickle my Tate. Let's go. Mr. B said, Daze, we need to teach you way more about the different positions in American football. Thank you, Mr. B. I think I'm all right. I think the knowledge I've got right now is probably the only knowledge I'll ever need, which, as you can tell, is a 0. JM Beer said, Zayda was in Marigolds, had a great match with Julia last year. Really? Isn't that Ukrainian girl that I saw a clip of shaking hands with, the one that got called Barbie by Gunther? I think it's her, is it not? Gunther said to her on LFG about, like, what do you want to be? Why are you here? And she's like, I just want to try my best. You know, I really want to spread joy around the world or something like this. And Gunther was like, trying and spreading joy. I think someone needs a bit more grit. Like, no one wants to see Barbie. No one's going to pay to see Barbie. Which isn't true, actually, because a lot of people paid to see Barbie. It actually did very well at the cinema. But I think that's the same girl. So you're telling me she was in Marigold, was she? She featured in Marigolds. That's really interesting. Dub Exp said, Trill needs to be in a tag with Trick. You could call them Trick and Trill. Let's go. I'm here for these jokes. I'm here for these jokes. Guys, we're making Evolve jokes. I love this. I love this for us. We've already started making Evolve jokes. Christian said, I can't find Evolve on Tubi. Yeah, anyone in the US managed to track it down yet? Like, where do you go on the app or whatever? I have no visibility on this whatsoever, so I can't help but I want to. Don't think I don't, because I do. But I'm watching it on YouTube. So I'm so excited about a new show on Wednesdays, said Wrestling's Big Fan. I love it, man. I love it. I'm so excited for this. Gabe Sapolsky is, you know, someone that really knows his stuff when it comes to wrestling. So I really think this thing's in safe hands. And then not only that, like, I'm so down for seeing some of this emerging talent. I mean, if you go to this level of the NXT or WWE pyramid, right? We're basically sat in the reception area at this point, right? That's how early it is for these people. Like, these people are still not quite there yet to be regulars on NXT. So they're good enough to be on this show. They're good enough to have matches. They're good enough to be shown to the world. So there probably is another level we could go to, right, like below this. But when it comes to like putting on a show, actually having matches and showing it to the public, like this is as far down the pyramid as we can go, right? So I love that though. Everyone starts somewhere. I just hope that if there's any botches or mistakes or bad promos or, you know, whatever, I hope that people, myself included, remember, you know, they don't need to show us this. They don't need to, this can all be behind closed doors. They could easily just do this for family and friends if they want a bit of an audience. They don't need to show this. So, like, I think mistakes have got to be expected. I don't think you can hold these guys to the Raw and SmackDown standards, right? I mean, really, these guys are trying to make it as regulars on NXT. So you can't even really hold them to NXT standard. But NXT standard is what they're trying to get to, yeah? They're trying to get to that benchmark. They're trying to get their characters, their presentation, their match quality, their promos, their aura, their interaction with the crowds, their name, their gestures, all of that stuff. They're trying to get it good enough so that they can be superstars, they can shine, they can grab our attention, you know? I wish them all the best, man. I really do. I'm so excited for this. I know that there's going to be a bit of excitement around this first episode, and I'm sure when people watch it, I'm expecting it to be like, yeah, that was all right. That's how I think it'll be after. I think it'll be like, that person looked good. This person looked good. I'd like to see a bit more of them. I think they could probably do with a little more here, a little more there. But what I don't hope is that you get people online like really bashing them or something, because you just got to remember, it's a privilege really for us to be able to watch this, because this could and probably should be behind closed doors. But it's just another brand, innit? It's something to do on a Wednesday. And I'm really looking forward to it. And I love that it's in the new Performance Center. And apparently the crowd is friends and family. So I am going to say this every week. I hope at some point I get an invitation to this. I want to go to this. I want to be in this crowd. I want to go. Yeah. They should let us go. I don't want to, like, NXT is pretty hard to get tickets for, apparently, because you got to be in some Facebook group, right? And if you are someone that goes on a weekly basis, I think you get first refusal. So actually going to the TV tapings of NXT is a little tricky. Going to the house shows is a lot easier. I've been to NXT house shows and I love those. I've been to them a few times, and every time I go over to America, I love going to NXT house shows. If you've never done it, do it. I really recommend it. It's great fun, right? You see all the stars. I mean, I went back in April of last year. I saw Lyra Valkyria, Kiana James, Trick Williams, right? I mean, if you was to go now, you'd be seeing, you know, flipping Roxanne, Julia, Stephanie, Obafemi. Like, they don't pull their punches. It's not like they just throw out nobodies. Like, I was seeing some good names in front of like 200 people. I mean, really, it was just a tiny room, and it felt so special to see these people that you see on TV in like a tiny sports hall or something, you know? I think it's magical, honestly. I think it's magical. I think it's something you'll never forget to see these stars. And some of them will go on to be big names. I mean, I went in 2018 and did the exact same thing, right? In a slightly bigger room. There's probably 350 there, 300 people. Maybe not even that, though. I was watching flipping Shayna Baszler, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Keith Lee when I went in 2018, right? So, I mean, they don't pull their punches on the house shows. I love those. But, like, when it comes to Evolve, apparently it's all friends and family. So they're not really opening it out to the general public. I'd love to go to that, though. Oh, mate. That's gonna be something I'm gonna really look into. I'm gonna befriend one of these wrestlers. I'm gonna hit them up like, oh my god, you were so good. Are we friends now, by the way? Are you gonna invite me? Can I come along to one of the things? By the way, did I say you was really good? So yeah, listen, you get into this crowd. Special. Right, Daze, do we think that wrestlers should be more protected of their knees? Maybe with knee pads. I noticed Gunther's knee gash after the match with Otis, said Jamie. I think it's down to the wrestler, but I mean, no one's going to know their bodies better than the wrestlers. I would like an answer from Lyra Valkyria as to why she is so adamantly against knee pads. I don't understand that. I don't understand why she's so adamantly against knee pads. She put a tweet out the other day saying death before knee pads. And I love that commitment. I love that for her. But, like, why? Why are knee pads, like, absolutely a no-go? I don't get it. And as you said, I think Gunther's the same. I think Tyler Bate might be the same as well. Like, is it just European? Have we got something against knee pads over here in Europe? I don't know. So I don't think it's one of those where we're at the point where we need to make them wear them. But yeah, listen, if you do your ACL, like that's you out for like 12 months. And it does seem to be the case that if you do it once, it makes it a bit more susceptible to, like, you know, further injury. So it's something that I'm guessing they're going to need to keep an eye on. ACL injuries seem to have been increased. If there was a graph, which I've never seen, I would imagine that ACL injuries have drastically increased over the past 10, 15 years. And I've got to think it's because wrestling has evolved over the last 10, 15 years. A lot more high-risk moves now. A lot more springboard moves. A lot more of those kind of, like, you know, big spots. Didn't get that so much back in the day. Whereas now, like, each match kind of features a lot more of, like, twisting, turning, bouncing, and there's a lot more acrobatics and whatnot in wrestling these days. And I wonder if, like, the shift in that has resulted in an increase in ACL injuries. Don't know. I'd be very interested to see a graph of how many ACL injuries were there in WWE in 1990 compared to 2022, right? Or something like that, and, like, see every year and see how it maps out. Maybe it's been the same, but it certainly feels like it's been a big increase. But then saying that, we're watching a lot more wrestling. Never used to watch Developmental, did we? Never used to watch Developmental. So now we're watching NXT, so it's hard to compare, I suppose, because we're watching a lot more now. TV wrestling back in the day, when Raw was like an hour, you know? Now Raw's 2.5 hours, and you've got a 3-hour SmackDown, and you've got a 2-hour NXT. So perhaps it's just happening a bit more, or it's more visible because there's just more wrestling that we're watching these days. Don't know. Interesting. I can't say they should have to wear knee pads, but I definitely think it's worth looking into. Hannah said, salutations. It's a huge night, as it's been a long time since you've streamed on a Wednesday. On this channel, yes. I mean, normally on a Wednesday, I do like a members stream, which I just did, and I do Wrestling Escape Pods. That has obviously moved to tomorrow. So I do stream on Wednesdays, but not like this. Geordie316, shout out to you, my friends. But it's a long time streamed on a Wednesday. But AEW did not satisfy your needs. Both shows are going to be head to head for tonight, says Hannah. Yeah, look, I know that this show is not going to be the show that is going to have the world's attention. You know, I don't think there's much doubt more people are going to be watching AEW than watching this, and that's fine. I think also in certain markets like New York, because of President Trump's State of the Union or whatever it was called, Address to Congress, right? Address to Congress 2025. Because we had that yesterday, it means that certain places have still not seen NXT as well. So it's a tricky one, isn't it, really, where this will do what this will do. I'm really doing this, I suppose, because I feel like I need to be aware of stars that are just bubbling underneath NXT. And I feel like I need to know about them so that when they arrive in NXT, because, listen, there's a good chance that the vast majority here are going to make it to NXT. Some of them, sadly, may not, because nothing is guaranteed in life, yeah? And so you've got to be hitting certain benchmarks. You've got to be hitting certain key development points. And if you're not hitting those in this early stage, well, I don't know, right? I don't know. But all I'd say is, like, if I was in their shoes, and I'm sure if you was in their shoes, you would be moving flipping mountains to make this work, because the prize at the end of the road, the light at the end of the tunnel is significant. You could be a main roster WWE superstar in, the next 4 or 5 years? Maybe not even that long. I think Tiffany Stratton is still in this might be her 4th year as a wrestler since she started, and she's already on the verge of defending a world title at WrestleMania. So her rise has been absolutely meteoric, right? So not everyone's going to be a Tiffany Stratton, but it shows, doesn't it? It shows that from the moment you walk in the door to the moment that you're on the verge of main event in a WrestleMania or being in a world title match at WrestleMania, doesn't have to take all that long, actually. Doesn't have to take all that long. Can take about 4 years. Bang to bang, right? So that has got to be inspiration for these people. That has got to be what's on their minds. And if I was in their shoes, I would just be whatever needed to be done. Yeah. If I needed to flipping live in the gym, I'd live in the gym. I mean, I really would just throw myself into it, as I'm sure you would as well. And, you know, great opportunity for these people to show where they are, what they're about. And do you know what? To make mistakes as well. I think there is a bit of a fear of making mistakes, because if you make a mistake, like, it can put you in a bit of a bad light, or like, oh, I don't want people to think I'm rubbish or whatever. But it's sometimes from making those mistakes that you can actually make the biggest improvements as well. Like, sometimes you have got to just break a few things to figure it all out and, you know, get yourself where you need to be. So I obviously no major injuries or major botches where you're hurting anyone. No one wants that. But I don't know, you know, these are all going to be new experiences for these people. So I wish them all the very best. I'm really looking forward to whatever it is they're going to be serving us. I'm really looking forward to it. Joe and Bill's Mafia, Nils Graham, Miro, Tyler Hahn, Matthew Hazelrig, and Geordie316. Shout out to all of you guys joining the members side of the game. Really appreciate the support. Forever Red said, why Cena? Why? You SOB Cena? Why? Cena and The Rock, you sold your soul, you. That would be Jim Ross if he was commentating, says Forever Red. Have you seen that video doing the rounds of that guy that does the Jim Ross impression? That was fun. That was a good little clip that was doing the rounds. Abdil said, I'm so happy for Cena, but his theme song must be brutal, like Keith Lee. Barbara said, it's a shame that people shiz on AEW. Wrestling fans should enjoy all wrestling, says Barbara. I agree with you. The only thing I would say is that AEW, I don't think, helped themselves on that in regards to WWE were around, right? They were the big wrestling company. They were well ahead of TNA. TNA were number 2. WWE were kind of untouchable, really, right? And so loving life. And then AEW came along. Now, at that point, AEW had a choice. They could have been complimentary of WWE, and they could have said, love WWE, love what they're doing, but we're here to, just provide extra, right? We're not here to, take over the world or anything like that. We just want to give wrestling fans more wrestling. But that isn't what Tony Khan said. Tony Khan was quite clear that they were going to bring pro wrestling back. They weren't going to be sports entertainment. And there was all these little shots that were being taken. And then, look, naturally, WWE took shots back. This was not one-sided. WWE took shots back, but I don't know. Why would WWE enjoy seeing a new company come along, WWE were always going to take shots. They were never going to turn around to a new company, a new wrestling company, and be like, oh my God, welcome, come on in. Come on in. It's so lovely to see you. They were never going to do that. WWE were never going to do that. So we knew what WWE's stance was going to be, but it was up to AEW how they played the game. And they chose, or Tony Khan chose, to be a little bit confrontational, take a few digs. I think as WWE were taking their shots, Tony was more than happy to fire back. And, that then obviously fueled a bit of tribalism. Dynamite going on Wednesday, same night as NXT was. NXT was on a Wednesday back then. And really, I think this thing has, from the very beginning, been toxic, tribalistic, and all of that stuff. And, it remains unto this day. The only thing I would say is, I spoke about this the other day. I feel, though, that things have settled down now in the sense of, we know that AEW are getting about 650,000 or 600,000 views. We know that NXT currently is about 790, 800,000. I'm wondering if this pattern carries on throughout, the rest of the year. Will the tribalism just naturally settle down? Because there is no war, is there? There is no war. Maybe it's wishful thinking because, there's no. They're not even beating WWE's Developmental now, and I'm not saying that to take a shot. I'm just saying there isn't a war. There's not really a reason to pick sides. So I agree with you. I think wrestling fans should just enjoy wrestling. Just like if you're into music, if you love country music, listen to country music. If you love rap, listen to rap. If you love pop music, Sabrina Carpenter, listen to that. If you love Taylor Swift, listen to that. If you love dance, EDM, listen to that. If you love metal, listen to that. Same with wrestling. If you love WWE, watch that. If you love AEW, watch that. If you love MLW, watch that. Yeah. If you love Bob Momo Banana, then watch Sendai Girls. Yeah. Become a Bob Momo Banana tag team stan like I am now, right? So you can watch whatever you want to watch. It doesn't have to be tribalistic, but I don't know. I do think the powers that be probably could have a little look in the mirror and think to themselves, could I have done a bit better with the language I used, some of the shots that I took. I don't think WWE would ever have changed their tact, but could Tony Khan have taken a different approach? I'll let you debate that amongst yourselves. I Am Nobody said polka music. Yes, exactly. That is definitely a genre that needs more love. Crystal Evans said, Daze, what is Evolve on? It's on Tubi in America, which I haven't got a flipping clue what that is. But it is, I don't know, is it an app? I don't even know where you would find Tubi. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know if I can get Tubi in the UK. All I know is in the UK it's on YouTube. There are 706 people that are waiting now for Evolve to start, which is officially more than how many people are here. So that's an absolute disgrace. Yeah, that's a disgrace. There's more people that would rather sit and watch a graphic and a clock counting down than join us here. Actually, no, scrap that, because there's 7:30 here and there's only 7:06. That just jumped up. That's good. Yeah, respect to all of you. Yeah, but I do understand if you'd rather just watch a countdown clock, in all fairness. Blake said it is an app. Cyber Slayer said it's on an app, right? Thank you, my friends. Thank you. Yeah, so it's an app, apparently. So download the app. I'm guessing you've probably got to subscribe, unless it's one of those that's free, but it's got adverts. But in the UK, it's just on the WWE YouTube channel. So I wonder what they'll do, actually, because when this finishes, I wonder if it'll just go up as the episodes, or if they'll kind of delete it and hide it. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do, because Tubi will probably want you to go to Tubi to watch it, won't they? Even if you're not watching it live, they'll want you to watch it on demand. So I wonder what they'll do with this once it's finished airing. Doesn't really matter. I don't want an appetizer. I just want the main course, says Frankie. Daze, do you think The Rock will take anyone else's soul, said Forever Red. Well, that's the big theory, isn't it? With the 1, 2, 3... you know, and then he did the 2, so is he about to do the 1? There is that theory we touched on in Unseen, which is our daily video where we kind of round up the big talking points from social media. There was that theory that it's 3, 2, and that will be 1, and it'll be acknowledging, and that's when Roman comes down to the ring, or maybe a Solo, or maybe a Jacob. Maybe it's going to be someone like that, right? So 3, 2, 1. I mean, something like that could be fun if that's where it's going. Some people have said that it should be like a Seth Rollins. Some people have said it should be a younger person that's coming from NXT so that they can get the rub of being around The Rock and being around John Cena. Someone like Austin Theory would have been great, actually. Theory's been on the main roster for a long time, and he's been quite directionless. He's got a good size to him. Could you imagine the rub that Theory could get if he was hanging around 2025, The Rock and John Cena? Like, that would put him into some big situations. But he seems to be teasing a face turn, doesn't he? Because he's doing the whole yeet thing at the moment. Like, for some reason, he seems to be really into the whole yeet thing, and I don't quite get why. But, yeah, him and Grayson, I don't think they've got a long future together. So, yeah, I think there's a chance, but I don't think it's guaranteed. And the reason why I say that is because I've seen probably at this point at least 10 or 15 different theories as to what this hand gesture means, right? Some people thought it was going to be a countdown in months to when The Rock was going to return. Some people thought it might be an indicator that he's going to be in the Rumble. Like, I've seen so many different... Do you remember, literally, the day after, or just the hours after Cena had turned heel, people were like, we should have seen it all along. We should have seen it all along. That is John Cena's hand gesture, but it's just reversed. So people were like, it was right in front of our eyes. It was so obvious. It's John Cena's hand gesture. Now, all of a sudden, people are like, oh, no, actually, no, it's not that. No, scrap that. Sorry, I didn't mean that. It's not that. It's actually a countdown now. It's like, make your mind up. You know, pick a lane, would you? What is this thing? Put your flag in the ground. What do you think this thing is? My honest answer is, I don't know. I mean, The Rock seemed to suggest at the press conference that this did actually mean something. Sean Ross Sapp put a tweet out saying it didn't, but this was ages ago. It didn't mean anything, right? The Rock seemed to suggest at the press conference that it did. The thing is, though, I mean, The Rock, it might not have meant anything. You can always make it mean something, yeah? He put 3 fingers up. People are saying, right, it was actually him counting down for his music, and then his music played and he walked off. Some people think it was just The Rock counting down for his music to hit so he could walk off. That's also a lead-in theory. But now, because he's done the 2-finger thing, people are like, oh, no, it's actually a countdown. Bottom line is, no one knows. That's the truth. That's the truth that I don't know if anyone's actually saying. The bottom line is, I've seen lots of theories. I've seen lots of theories that have proven to be incorrect, and no one actually knows if this thing is a countdown or not. So you can throw names around as to who the third person is, but the only thing I would just say is, just remember, it may not end up going that way. It may not end up going that way. There may not be a third person before you get too carried away, too excited. Could be, might not be. I've seen tons of theories that have proven to be incorrect on this. And we're just going to have to wait and see, aren't we? But that's okay. I like mystery. I like not knowing what's going down, and WWE have been giving us quite a bit of that recently. Lots of swerves and going down directions that we weren't expecting, like the John Cena heel turn, EO winning the title, Jey Uso winning Royal Rumble. There's lots going on that we're not expecting. Some people might say, Naomi getting attacked, but I think a fair few of us saw that coming. But where does Bianca stand in all of that? Is Bianca involved? So there's lots of interesting stuff that's happening in WWE at the moment. We very much are on the road to WrestleMania. And, we'll have to see kind of what comes of that hand gesture thing. The Who review said Bob Momo Banana are going to debut at WrestleMania. Some people won't know what that means or what that's in relation to, but we were looking at the tag teams of the year from the Wrestling Observer Awards, and Fraxium won. In second place was the Young Bucks, and no word of a lie, I'm not making this up. The team that finished third was called Bob Momo Banana. They are a tag team. A couple of ladies over in Japan, they compete in Sendai Girls, and they are known as Bob Momo Banana. And I have never heard of them. I have never seen them. They are a tag team, and I did get sent, actually, one of their matches from YouTube, and so I've yet to watch that. But I will at some point this week watch a Bob Momo Banana tag match. But I think they're the name is fun, right? And I think one of them even comes down with a head hat thing that's in the shape of a banana. It kind of goes over a head. I'm not making this up. But I think when the bell rings, they're actually legit. I think when the bell rings, they're actually a really good technical, high-flying women's tag team. So yeah, I want to check it out, man. I want to watch Bob Momo Banana and see what they're all about. Campaign for them to be on Evolve. Oh, God, that's who we should get. We should reach out to, Sendai Girls. Get Sendai, because Sendai Girls, I don't know if we'd bring those people in for NXT, but let's bring them into Evolve. Let's get Bob Momo Banana on flipping Evolve. We're going to launch a whole campaign. Let's watch the first episode first, though. How long is Evolve going to be? I'll be shocked if it's longer than an hour. I'll be absolutely shocked. Because surely they are just putting out a little show. This is a weekly brand, but I am not anticipating this thing going 2 hours. If this thing goes 2 hours, I will be stunned. Right? That's a lot of content to be producing on a weekly basis. They could do it. They've got the stars, they've got the names, they've got people. I shouldn't say they've got the stars because we don't know who a lot of these people are. But they've certainly got a large enough pool of talent to utilize. But is this not just a little summer extra for them to do? Okay, we're going to put you on Evolve. This is the show you go on before NXT. And it's just a little, it's just a little hour, bit of fun. I'm thinking an hour, but I don't actually know the answer to that. But I'm thinking an hour. Jamie said, could Alistair Black be the new leader of the Culling? Do you think he is going to be on the main roster? Or there's been nothing to suggest that there's another member that we don't know about. I think they've already shown 4 people. For me, if there's going to be 5, you can do it, but it's starting to get a bit crowded there. I kind of would keep it at 4. I think when you go to like 5, I think it's hard for everyone to get promo time. I mean, look, put it this way. 4 guys, 2 of them can go after the tag titles. 1 can go after the mid-card. 1 can go after the world title. There's belts for all of them if there's 4. If there's 5, you could technically include the Heritage Cup, right? But I don't know how much people care about the Heritage Cup. And also, when you've got 5, it's going to be so hard for all of them to get promo time. It's going to be really hard for everyone to, like, you know, get a chance to talk and get a bit of the spotlight. More people you add to a group, the less spotlight there is for everyone. So for me, I would keep it at 4, honestly. I wouldn't look to add anyone else. I mean, I kind of like a 3 and a 1, and the 1 being a female. I kind of like 3 guys, 1 girl. I kind of like that dynamic. But if you start getting bigger than that, then I think it can be a little difficult. I think we've seen that problem with Wyatt 6, honestly. I think it's really hard for Wyatt 6 to kind of individually shine. And that's something they're going to have to figure out. So, yeah, 4 I would keep it at. I wouldn't necessarily bring in Aleister Black, because Aleister Black would get the majority of the spotlight. The rest of the guys, you know, would be a bit more in the background. I wouldn't, no. I wouldn't bring him in. There hasn't even been anything to suggest that there's an extra member that we've not seen yet. It's not like we're teasing anything at the moment. So I'm going to say I don't think so. It could happen. I mean, I always give an opinion, but it's only ever an opinion. I mean, I don't know what they're doing, but I wouldn't personally do that. Could he go main roster? I would imagine he will, yeah. I'd imagine he will. He's been on the main roster before. It's not guaranteed, because when Drew McIntyre came back, he came back and went through NXT. So when he came back, he went through the NXT system again, even though he'd been on the main roster before. So it's not guaranteed. Plus, NXT is fighting for ratings. So it's in NXT's interest to have some people that we've heard of, right? Malachi Black going to NXT. It ain't going to hurt the NXT rating, is it? It's only going to help. So there are reasons as to why you could do it. But I would think they would probably look at it as like, well, he's been on the main roster before. He's already done the NXT stuff, and his wife is on the main roster. They do try to keep people that are in relationships like in the same brand. Now, obviously, if he was new and he hadn't had all the experience that he had, he would go to NXT. But he had already done the NXT journey. So I'm thinking he probably ends up on the main roster, probably on SmackDown with his wife, because I think Zelina Vega is on SmackDown. So I'm guessing that he'll probably end up there, because they like to keep partners together. But again, a little bit of guesswork involved in all of that. Jay, I was stunned and I saw New Jack and Abyss on the list. Corey said, I understand people that struggle. It's hard to break. 10 minutes away. Tubi still doesn't have a thumbnail, said Durant. Really? Oh my God, we're down to 7 minutes now. I mean, I don't know if you can VPN over to the UK and then just go to WWE's YouTube account. You'd be able to find it there. I've literally got it in front of me. The thumbnail is, I mean, I stole their thumbnail, right? I stole their thumbnail. I thought it was better. They've got 3 people. The front one looks a little bit Cora Jade-ish. They've got 3 people. The front woman kind of standing like that, and then we've got the word Evolve next to it. So I pinched their thumbnail, and because it looked better than the one I had. So yeah, it's just on WWE's YouTube channel. What are your expectations, said Jen Gremery. Jen, shout out to you, buds. Expectations. My expectations are, I just want a fun show. I just want fun. I don't need big dramatic storylines. I don't need drama. We're obviously not looking for heel turns or anything like that, because, I mean, we don't even know who people are. We don't know if they're faces or if they're heels or anything. So I just want to be introduced to some characters. I would love a character that I'm like, oh, I like this person. You know, I'd like someone that I have an instant connection with. I sort of felt that way when I first saw Tony D'Angelo. Tony was actually walking on the streets talking about how hard life can be sometimes, and how you've got to do the dirty work that other people don't want to do and stuff like this. And he was mafia, godfather, mobster. He had that Italian accent, American Italian, and instantly you were like, oh, okay, he could be interesting. You could do some stuff with him. This is interesting. If we're just going to get hi, my name's Kaylee Jones, I used to be a gymnast, it's like, hello. All right. I suppose I'm looking for, give me something that's going to be a bit exciting. Give me something that's going to make me want to, tune in again. Even if they are just like, hello, my name's Tony McShovel. I'd be like, okay, cool. But if he's going to cut then a killer heel promo or something, I'll be like, ooh, some good lines there. I like this guy. Give me something that makes me want to tune in again next week. I mean, I am going to tune in again next week, but give me something that's going to make me want to come back, Show me someone that's got something interesting about them. And I'm sure they will. I'm sure it's not just going to be a case we're just going to do, this bland person A against bland person B. Gabe Sapolsky's too clever for that. We're not going to get that. People, they're going to want, Tubi are going to want people tuning into this thing, aren't they? So I'm looking for something that's going to be, it's going to be fun. I just want to have some fun. And there's going to be a championship, so we know that we're going to have to work towards crowning a champion. We know, it's going to be a big deal, whoever that first Evolve champion is. So that'll be, quite a moment. Who is going to be that first champ? Plus, also, you're not going to do that straight out the gate. You're going to want to introduce a few players, probably do a tournament. I would do a tournament. Do a tournament where it's a knockout tournament, and get used to people that way. Build up a few rivalries, have them meet at the semi-final stage, build it up, have two of your biggest stars in the final. Who's going to be the first champ? Wrestling booking 101, blah, blah, blah. We've seen it done a million times. But yeah, stuff like that, Let's go. How long we got? 3 minutes. Luke, shout out to you, buds. Hope you're doing well. Hello to everyone that's joining us. Really appreciate seeing so many people around. It's awesome that people are so interested to check this out and see what this is all about. Mackenzie said Dion Lennox was in the crowd for Sean and Tony. Yeah, I heard that new group were around, but they didn't do anything. So I'm not sure what the situation was there. But, it's going to be good. I'm interested to see what they do with that group. And, just interesting we didn't do anything this week. But they're certainly, I'm sure, going to do something when we get to Madison Square Garden. That NXT show next week is going to be a big deal. People seem to enjoy yesterday's NXT, but they weren't crazy about it. There was lots of sevens. Nice title change at the end. Hardy segment was well received. Matches were actually quite strong. I mean, the Chelsea and Piper tag match was fun. People really enjoyed that. Kalani and Jada, people really enjoyed as well. Trick Williams with a real edge to his personality. I'm loving this kind of edge that he's showing. There's some good stuff that NXT are doing. Consistently, it's been the best show that WWE have had in 2025 so far. This week, little bit of a quieter week. Just a little bit. But that's only because we were building for next week's Madison Square Garden show that's going to be bonkers. I mean, Hardy Boys against Fraxium. Julia against Stephanie. Come on. It's insane. Loving what they're doing at the moment. Mitchell said, I found it by searching WWE Evolve on Tubi. So there we go. If you're on Tubi, search WWE Evolve. Nightmare said if you just search Evolve, you can find it as well. So it is there now. It is there. It is up. And we are going to be underway with this thing very, very soon. It has not started yet on YouTube. So it just says waiting for WWE. Technically, they're not late, but we're still waiting. I'm looking forward to, I don't know if I need to make, are we gonna score the matches? Should we? I suppose we could, and I don't know. Perhaps we shouldn't. I don't know. Perhaps, I don't know. Yeah, let's do it. Why not? We do it for every other show. Let's do it for this. Right, we're still waiting for this start. This is pre-recorded, so it's not live or anything. None of the results that I've seen have got out, though, because it was all friends and family, so there's no results or anything. Brig1967 said, can I get a shout out for my shoulder replacement surgery in the morning? Yeah, Brig1967. I hope that goes well, buds. I hope that goes well. Thoughts with you? Oof. You can't be looking forward to that, can you? But it's one of those, isn't it? It'll be good when it's done. And then, like, it's in the rear view mirror. So, yeah, wish you all the best, buds. It's a 47-minute show. Is it? Okay. Well, that makes sense. Here we go. Oh, my God. It's starting. It's starting. Then, now, forever. Dun. Dun, 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 dun. Together. Right, we got the signature. How's this thing gonna open? Like, what's the first images that we're gonna see? Okay, performance center. And it's... Oh, there's Brynlee Reese. I forgot she was part of this. There's Shawn Michaels. I think they've shown this clip before, actually. I hope you're excited. Danny Palmer as well. We're going to show the world where wrestling evolves. So this was Shawn talking to the mayor, Ava. I'm going to make the matches. Six-man tag match. Shawn Legacy, Jack Cartwheel. Jack Cartwheel? We're going to watch Cappuccino Jones. Oh, the ladies are up first. Tag team match. Oh, Brynlee Reese was a bit upset there. Brynlee Reese thought she was going to get selected. Who's that guy with the Union flag on his shoulders? He looks cool. Evolve. There's a couple of moody looking people here that I don't think were happy they weren't selected. Here's the Evolve ring. Oh my God, look at this. I heard these are friends and family. So we got Pete Rosenberg. Oh, the entranceway's not bad, you know. Do you know, low-key, this feels a little bit like the Cruiserweight Classic. It's got a similar sort of layout to it. If anyone watched that back in, oh God, what was that, 2016? Yeah, it feels really a lot like that. It feels a lot like that. Our very first match is going to be a women's tag match. Crowd are making some noise, and there's way more people in the crowd than I was expecting. Crowd are making noise. We got some signs and everything. Okay, this girl just sort of bumped into the other girl. She gave her a little bit of a look there. Oh, I'm here for this. I'm here for this. Go, 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 go. Yes. Danny Palmer, Kaylee Armstrong are going to be their opponents. Go, go, go. Yeah, man. Look at that. Look at the ceiling. You're going to have to be real careful if you're going to do any aerial stuff in there. Don't jump too high. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah. Some of those lights and some of those fans and vents, they don't look too far away. Right, here we go. We're underway with our very first WWE Evolve match. Oh, Kaylee wants to get in first. Let's go. Okay, I can't remember these people's names. I probably should have wrote them as they were making their way into the ring. Oh, here we go. So, Kendall... Okay, it's gone again. It was Kendall Gray, Bright versus Palmer and Armstrong. I love that. Go. Let's go. It's on Tubi. I could fast forward to the end if I wanted, said Guzma. Definitely watching this each week. 45 minutes of prospect, said Brony. Okay, Kaylee Armstrong is a 3-time NCAA All-American. So they've got some stats in the bottom corner. Working on the arm. Good work. And again, I love it when they're like really pull down on the shoulder. Going over to the corner. Over the top. Roll up 1, 2. So Armstrong in there at the moment. Oh, nice bridge. Oh, almost lost her footing a little. No worries. Oh, no, is it Palmer that's in there, actually? I think it's Palmer that's in there. Back up on her feet. I heard that Danny Palmer, at some point in the filming of this, picks up an injury. I don't know if it's going to be this match. Okay, Palmer trying to get out. The crowd are making some noise, applauding away, and there's more people there than I expected. Nice little flip out. We have seen Danny Palmer in NXT before. Roll through, cross body, going for the cover. I like that from Pete Rosenberg. Pete Rosenberg saying that is Danny Palmer's style. She likes to get after it. She's a former acrobat and a tumbler. But they are giving NXT now, guys and Daze. John, shout out to you. Oh, whoa, lovely flip there by Danny Palmer. These two are quite excited at what they're putting on at the moment, but Armstrong tags herself in. Armstrong comes in, she goes down, face first. JPville said WTH is Evolve. Well, it's a brand new show. First time that we're ever seeing it. So, Carly Bright. Hey, I saw her at a house show I went to. Carly Bright. Stoked. Pete Rosenberg is stoked. Nice elbow there by Armstrong. Pull it down again. Yeah, I saw Carly Bright. I'm sure it was Carly Bright. She is featured also on NXT. I've seen her before. I've never seen this Armstrong girl before, though. I like the fact they keep telling us who's in the match because I keep forgetting. Kendall Gray. Shot to the midsection. Armstrong stays on her feet. Drop kick. She's off her feet. Kendall Gray is tagged in. Double clothesline. And Gray, look at that. Lovely. And an arm drag. Nice work by Gray. She's keeping Armstrong down. 3-time undefeated national wrestling champion. Started jiu-jitsu and judo at the age of 12, Kendall Gray. Seen Kendall Gray before. Carly Bright, Kendall Gray, they've both been on NXT. Danny Palmer's been on NXT. I don't think I've seen this Armstrong girl. Crowd are applauding away. Against the ropes goes Gray. Looking for an arm drag, no joy. Look at that. She loves going to that. It's people from the streets. Oh, imagine if it was. Imagine if we just got people off the street. That surely they should be pleased to be tag and show their work, said Jamie. Yeah, there was that moment where Kendall Gray was on the outside of the ring. The tag was made and she was like... I think she was trying to make a bit of a moment out of it, like, okay, it's my turn now. I think she was trying to... It maybe didn't quite come across. Who's that? Chewy Martinez is the reporter. One, two... No. Chewy Martinez. Is that his name? Chewy Martinez. Guys, I'm a Chewy Martinez fan now. Apparently that's our reporter that we've not met yet. Working on the arm of Armstrong. Armstrong down. Wrestling's biggest fan said it's been great so far. Do you know, it's been fun, and it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Crowds applauding away. Armstrong trying to get back up. Bright reaching out for the tag. Tag being made. Gets into the ring. Armstrong against the ropes. Double hip toss. Down goes Armstrong, going for the cover. 1, 2. Kick out there by Armstrong. Danny Palmer was coming in, trying to make the save. Armstrong down. Looking at Armstrong selling right now. As we've got Bright working on the shoulder. Again, crowds applauding. Crowd's only like 2 rows deep, but they're good at making some noise. They obviously must have spoke to them beforehand, saying, look, your job is to give us some energy. Oh, look at that! Power slam from Armstrong! I like the celebrating, though. They're like, she needs to, like, do less celebrate. No, more celebrating! She just hit a sick power slam. Come here, guess what? I'm proving it right now. She's going to be the first ever Evolve winner. She's like, called the camera over. Come here. I got something to tell you. This is my show. This is my show. Yeah, man. Guys, I'm a Kelly Armstrong stan now. Armstrong's a heel, said little Joshy. That's why we gravitate towards her. For a 45-minute show, it's a good enough crowd, said Dr. Luchalala. It really does have great energy, said Ellis Dubb. I wish it had a real crowd, though. I hope that's something that they'll be able to accommodate. Oh, why do you want smart marks in there? Why do you want people like us in there? We'd only cause trouble. We'd only cause trouble. Let's have a crowd that do what they're told to do. Why not have a crowd that cheer the faces, boo the heels, and don't cause any trouble? Don't step out of line, you know? You don't want smart marks in there. Right, we got Danny Palmer coming in, looking for a standing moonsault. Knees up there by Carly Bright. Knees up by Carly Bright. Danny Palmer's ring gear is a bit different, isn't it? It's just like these jean shorts and like some red top, and it's not like the other girls. They're all in like traditional wrestling attire, I would say. I wonder what she was going for. I wonder what the thought process is there. Maybe just to stand out a little bit. Right, Kendall Gray's in. Down goes Armstrong. Armstrong, and again, big back elbow, closed. Oh, some good bumping here, man. Some good bumping. DDT. DDT by... What's she saying? What's she saying? Oh, look at that. She's not just playing the game. She's owning the boards, said Mr. Stone, Robert Stone. I tell you what, she's screaming and shouting, and she's got up on the shoulders. No joy. Armstrong on her feet. Back elbow coming in there by Gray. Gray going over to the corner. Goes up on the shoulder of Armstrong. Looking. Running power slam by Armstrong. 2. Shoulder up. I love the energy, though. You've got to give him props for that. We're looking at a replay here. Boom. I wonder if Carly Bright and Kendall Gray are going to stay as a women's tag team, because when I saw them, they were together as a tag team. Here we go. We got Armstrong coming up. There's not been much word about if there's going to be tag team championships, but there is believed to be a women's championship and a men's championship. Armstrong in the corner. Kendall Gray going up. Back slap tag by Danny Palmer, and I don't think Kendall Gray knows that that tag's been made. She's going to go for a superplex. Gets it. Armstrong down, but Danny Palmer with a big frog splash. Huge. 1, 2, 3. Do you know what? Carly Bright was meant to make the save. She didn't get there in time. Kendall Gray had to kick out. She had to kick out. Otherwise, that should have been a 3. Lands on the feet. Bright, double knees. Armstrong down. Love the selling. They train him really well on the selling. Armstrong bumping all over the place. Danny Palmer going to the corner. Into the corner. Back elbow there. There's like a sofa as well. What's that? Is that like a VIP area? That's got to be for some wrestler. Why is there a sofa with like a red carpet? Ah, my God, that spear. I need to see a replay of that spear. Gee, I don't think Danny Palmer was quite expecting it, man. Right, on the back goes, this thing is broken down. All 4 women are in there. It's flipping carnage right now. It's flipping carnage. Referee, do your job. Yeah, Armstrong to the outside. Bright to the outside. Inside cradle, kick out. No joy. Danny Palmer on the feet. Grabbing a hold of Gray. Looking to dump her to the outsides. Right now we got Gray on the edge of the ring. Armstrong goes down. Gray goes to the outside. Armstrong out there. Carly Bright's out there. Danny Palmer's going up. She's going to go to the outside. Moonsault. Moonsault. No, twists and down on Armstrong. Oh my God. She's just landed on her own partner. Her own partner's deaded. Danny Palmer was like, wake up, wake up. She's on her feet, throwing in a shot. Whoa, look at that takedown. Into an armbar. God, that was straight out of like the Asuka playbook. It is a win for Gray and Bright. Danny Palmer accidentally landing on her partner. Gotta say, man, lots of energy, lots of excitement. A couple of moments in there, you might be like, oh, that's just not quite gone to plan or whatever. But that was good. I would have been disappointed if, like, the power had gone out and I never found out the conclusion of that match. That's how you know it's a good match. I was invested. I cared. I wanted to know who was going to get the dub, even though it didn't matter. But smiles all round here. I mean, not for Armstrong, but... here we go. Look, here's Chewy. Here's Chewbacca. Chewy Martinez. How you feeling? This moment is so surreal, says Carly Bright. Oh, I think Kendall Gray's eyelashes or something are coming off. Yeah, Carly Bright's like the trivia question of who the first ever Evolve match winners are will always be Carly Bright and Kendall Gray. My eyelashes are coming off because I'm working so hard in the ring. When they think of Evolve, they think of Kendall Gray. If I'm Carly Bright, I'm like, I'm here as well. We're going to be best friends. She does like me, actually. We are good friends. That was good. That was good. Kendall Gray is like the star. Kendall Gray is like, you're going to think of me. And Carly Bright's like, we're good friends, we are. Me and her. Right, we're just having a look at the history of Evolve, seeing some of the people that have competed there. Look at that. Was that Gunther? Barefoot Gunther? I think we had Barefoot Gunther. I'm so here for Barefoot Gunther. Seeing Cody and Tatum Paxley, Tommaso Ciampa, Drew McIntyre. Paul Heyman giving Austin Theory his intro. Evolve was a great promotion, you know, and honestly, I think Gabe Sapolsky is going to do a great job with this. Oliver said, you should commentate, you do a better job. Oliver, thank you for the kind words, my friends. I love being here with you guys, getting your thoughts. Okay, we've got Sean Legacy, Jack Cartwheel, Cappuccino Jones taking on Brad Baylor, Jackson Drake, and Ricky Smokes. Ricky Smokes. That's a little close to Ricky Saints, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Lots of opportunity for people to talk, isn't there? I think, did we hear from Danny Palmer, though? That's the only person I might not have heard from. Okay, are these the heels? Oh, he's looking forward to the talent outside the ring. Are these the Heartbreak Kids? The thing about Swipe Right, is that their name? Swipe Right? We've matched with your moms. You're looking at your next match, Swipe Right. Nah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Oh my God, they've matched. My mum is going to be thrilled. She is going to be so happy at finding out she's matched with these young stallions. Right, Keanu Carver against Trill London. Ah, there we go. Luca Crucifino. And it's Gal. Who the hell's this Gal? So it is a VIP section. Luca Crucifino and it's Gal. Here's the other guys. Jack Cartwheel. Cappuccino Jones with a cappuccino. Sean Legacy. Yeah, they're going to be in the main event. Cappuccino Jones was one of those that when he got ID'd, everyone was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this guy. His whole gimmick is about coffee. Let's show the fans. That was okay, but I like Swipe Right's promo. Keanu Carver looks a moody guy, doesn't he? I can't watch, so I got you watch. Daniel, shout out to you. Rob said, I know they're lying. My mum can't figure out a PC or a cell phone. They did a match with her. Right, Keanu Carver. This guy looks a problem, doesn't he? He was willing to take the whole hood on. Dude, this guy looks a problem. This guy looks a problem. Right, let's get our first match result in. Yeah, you lot really enjoyed that. You've given it a great rating, you know. Only 1% said it was bad. Let's go. Keanu Carver making his way to the ring, and he's got quite a size to him. And he's wearing leopard print pants. Oh, yeah, that female ref. I think she... Am I right in saying she used to be a boxer? That ref. I'm sure I've heard that she was a boxer. I don't think we've seen her on... Here's Trill London. Oh, he didn't come from London. Oh, my God. Trill London, but he's not from London. Okay, he looks cool. I like his mask. Is he's going to wear that as part of his entrance? I like this. Look at this entrance gear. Keep that. Wear that. Might run the risk of looking like the lost member of Retribution, but at this point, it doesn't work. That font doesn't work. Mask's fine. I like the SWAT vest, actually. It makes me think of Banksy. The Trill London font looks... I don't know what the flip's going on there. That Titantron needs changing. That does not fit his gimmick at all. He's got a little bit of, like, old school R-Truth about him. This is like early R-Truth against Obafemi's younger brother. Right, here we go. We're about to get underway with match number 2. I got Oba vibes from Carver Said Who review. Okay, we are underway, and he's grabbing a hold of him by the head, chucking him down. I'm trying to think why the referee's got her hair down. Like, Jessica Carr normally has hers tied up. I'm surprised that her hair is so loose. I would imagine that might get in the way. I'm surprised it's not tied up. Shot coming in. Big shot there by Carver. Trill London's getting trilled. Trill London is over against the ropes. Right, we've got looking for... Oh, my God, look at that throw by Carver. Former defensive tackle for Temple University. Lovely throw. Fall away, and right now he's grabbing a hold of Trill. Trill down on his knees, shots to the midsection. He's trying to come back here, but he's managed to get back up to his feet. He grabs Carver by the heads. Carver, though, has already shown his strength. Pushing Trill to the other side of the ring, duck underneath, gets the ropes. Ah! Trill London goes flying. Look at that. Against the ropes. I love how when he came off the ropes, he exploded it. He went really big when he connected. Picks him up. Spah! Going for the pin too. Oh, mates. Well, that ain't great for Trill London, is it? It's a win for Keanu Carver. I mean, what I'll say is they've made him look like a problem. There wasn't really too much resistance in there, but if you're Trill London, you're going to want to get back out there pretty quick to show that you're better than this. It's Gal has got up. It's Gal coming over. It's Gal is showing the gun show in the background. So it's Gal flashing the guns in the background. Who's going over? Pete Rosenberg, is it? Carver walks away. Let's do the match score on that one. See what people thought. Here's Pete Rosenberg. He's coming over to speak to its... Oh, no, he's going to speak to Luca. That's disrespectful, isn't it? Yeah, what you doing, Luca? He's here as a representative of the D'Angelo family. Luca Crucifino runs things in Evolve. Whatever happens here, Luca needs to know about it. Mm-hmm. None of them have been in the ring with a heavy hitter like Luca Crucifino. So it looks like Luca's positioning himself for a match. He focuses on the future, and the future is Luca Crucifino. I kind of like how we're setting him up to be a significant figure. I mean, coming out of this, Keanu Carver looks like a problem. Luca Crucifino looks like he's going to be pulling some strings. Trill London now needs to try and bounce back. There's a relationship between Kendall Gray and Carly Bright that's a bit fractious, right? But I'm here for it. I'd imagine Armstrong's going to be a bit off with Danny Palmer. So we've had 2 matches, quite a few promo segments. We've already been introduced to Swipe Right. I'm here for them. And it's been half an hour. Not bad at all. It reminds me of OG Seth Rollins, says Dion. Brody said, the only issue with this is that everyone in the chat are all at different times. You can fast forward if you want to. Don't. I mean, don't. If you want to stay in at the same time, just why don't you just stay and watch? I mean, it's only 45 minutes. Okay. Oh, yeah. I mean, there's Carver. Was that Armstrong? That was Gray. That was Trill London. Gallus. Harlem Lewis is going to debut next week. Brittany Reese. Layla Diggs. Does she? I've heard that about her. The future starts now. Is this our main event? Yeah, here we go. Main event time. Oh, look at that. The show's so good, I've frozen. Right, here is Sean Legacy, Jack Cartwheel. It is our main event of the evening. So, this is Legacy, Cartwheel, Cappuccino Jones versus Swipe Right. Okay, I bet you Daze will get a Swipe Right shirt soon. Do you reckon they'll do merch for Evolve? I don't think they will. I think there might be an Evolve t-shirt that just says Evolve. Here we go. Here's the boys. Yeah. Swipe right, swipe right, swipe right, swipe right. Yeah. Swipe right, swipe right, swipe right. That's right. I just matched with your mom. Swipe right. Dude, come on. He's got a cup with him, said Laszlo. Yeah. Oh, Cappuccino Jones. He wouldn't be seen dead without a coffee. I mean, I can't remember their flipping individual names, but Swipe Right's over with me. They've got their own merch on the indies, said Mayor Pete. Oh, that's true, isn't it? Because a lot of these are WWE ID talents. That is true. They do have Swipe Right written on their gear. Oh my god, can you get Swipe Right merch? Guys, I'm here for Swipe Right merch. Swipe Right shirts. I mean, you can get Swipe Right, but I don't know that it is going to be connected to this group. Probably best to go to their social accounts, isn't it? And you're right. I mean, a lot of these guys are indie talents that are trying to make it to WWE, and they're just ID'd. Okay, Jackson Drake, Ricky. I ain't going to remember these names. Jackson Drake. Swipe right chance. Oh, swipe left chance. Oh my god. Swipe left, swipe left, swipe left. Swipe right. It's got legs, man. Isn't it? The crowd have started chanting swipe left. Tag being made. Swipe white. Yeah, it is. Why is Pete Rosenberg hating on the swipe right? Do you know what? Probably because he's never matched. That's why he's a hater. The caffeine always comes with a crash. He loves coffee and is always high energy. Slamming him down, front first. Sean Legacy. I really like how when people are in the ring, it does say who it is that's in the ring at the time. That is good. They could probably... I wonder if they could keep that on screen at all times. In the bottom corner. Just as we're trying to work out who these people are. I wouldn't hate that if they did that. Just in the bottom corner, it just said the two names of the people and it showed their coloured ring gear. It's a little bit of extra work, but it ain't that much extra work. It's all pre-taped. Trying to come over. Double drop kick. Double drop kick. Going over to the corner. Swipe right are struggling here, guys. They're struggling at the moment. They're going over. They're trying to regroup. All 6 men are in the ring. Cappuccino Jones is in there. Cartwheel's awesome, said Frankie. The facts in the bottom left are a nice touch, said Jay. Is Swipe Right a tag team? Because only 2 of them have got it on their trunk, said Chris. That's a really good observation. It is true. I think they might be, you know. Because the other one, you're right, doesn't it just say Jackson on the back of his? Shot coming in. Jackson to the outside, clothesline. Cappuccino Jones to the outside. Swipe right coming in, Brad Baylor. Yeah, I think they probably are. I think you might be right. Big clothesline. Cappuccino Jones goes down. Brad Baylor is the youngest to sign with WWE ID at just 20 years old. He's been called an evil Matt Damon. An evil Matt Damon. I love that. That's great. You could tell me about a load of championships that they've won on the indies, but I would much rather you tell me that people think he looks like an evil Matt Damon. Do you know what I said at the start of this show? I was like, what are we looking for? I was like, just fun. Just give me fun. That has been served up in abundance. Lovely energy from the crowds. First match you said was great. Second match you said was good, but it was just a bit of a squash, really. And now we've had, like, Swipe Right. Cappuccino Jones is in there. I agree. Mackenzie said, high energy to me is Owen Hart and Coco Beware. And that's because you're a true wrestling fan, Mackenzie. Thankfully, no one's wearing their same kind of ring gear, though, as what High Energy thought was a good idea. Suplex coming in there by Jackson Drake. Cappuccino down. Stump coming into the midsection. Brony said, I agree. Swipe Right gimmick has got potential. An evil Matt Damon. Let's go, said Nathan. Matt Damon is an evil Matt Damon, said Corgus. TJF said, looks like Ricochet fan. He's got a fearless tattoo. Oh, that's a good spot. Nice Inzaguri by Cappuccino Jones. Trying to come over and make the tag. In comes... Is that Jackson Drake? Yeah, tag being made. Cartwheel coming in. Clothesline. Whoa! Whoa, into a net breaker! Dudes! Oh, no wonder they call him Cartwheel. He's doing backflips. He's doing cartwheels. To the outside. Duck underneath. Go on, Cartwheel. Go on, Cartwheel. What is he doing, man? Oh, into a leg sweep. Over the top. Oh, yeah, I'm a Cartwheel stan. I'm a Swipe Right stan. I'm a Cappuccino Jones stan. I'm a Cartwheel stan. He's going against the ropes. Both of them into a cartwheel. Boom! Over the top. Yeah, man. Evolve, 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 evolve. All right, they've edited it. I mean, have you lot gone to commercials, have you? 1, 2, boom, kick out. Cartwheel is awesome, says Mitchell. Matt Pete said, might go see Cartwheel during Mania week. He's got a few matches. Well, listen, he's got that ability to do some stuff that can really make him stand out. But we saw how Ricochet struggled, and Ricochet could do flipping anything. So, you know, this kid needs to learn. Well, I don't know what he needs to learn. I haven't seen him yet, but like, he needs to learn how to put on really compelling matches, storytelling, selling. The moves, the eye-catching moves, they're great. They're going to help you, but you can't solely rely on that. You don't want to get pigeonholed as being that guy, you know? You know, he's the guy that can do all this stuff. Like, work on your selling, work on the storytelling, work on the structure of your matches, and drop in a few of those little spots as well. But I'd hate to see him go the same way that a lot of luchas go. I mean, like Grand Metalik didn't work out. Lince Dorado didn't work out. Kalisto didn't work out. Like, there's a long list of wrestlers that have got that kind of skill set that don't work out. Ricochet didn't flipping work out. You can't just get pigeonholed as being, oh, just go out there and do the flips. The crowd will love that, but you don't want that. You want to be a proper wrestler that can do flips as well. Nice net breaker there by Swipe Right. Spends the majority of his time partying and talking to girls, says Ricky Smokes. Don't we all? Don't we all? What did it say? He is the older brother of Brad Baylor. Shot coming in. So this is Smokes that's in there. Cartwheel's in there as well. Big club to the back. Cartwheel goes down. Cappuccino Jones goes down. Ricochet is perfect for AEW, said Dr. Luchalala. Cartwheel over in the corner. Spin him round. Looking for a DDT, and he gets it. Gets it. That was nice. He's trying to get over. He's trying to make the tag. Here we go. They're trying to get over. Robert Stone said these guys go to the same country club. It did say older brother. Oh, older brother figure. Oh, so not actually older brother Vic. Okay, who's this guy? Sean Legacy. I don't know that I've seen too much of him yet. Nice suplex. Coming over into the corner. Boom, shoulder tackle. Going up. Looking. Boom, grabs him, plants him down. Charging over. Bang! Knee strike. He's got Sean Legacy. Sean Legacy has got one a swipe right on the shoulders. Big shot coming in by Brad Baylor. Oh, Brad and Ricky met at a college party. Brad Baylor's personal record is dating 18 girls in one college semester. I thought it was going to tell me about wrestling records. Oh, my God. 1, 2. Cappuccino Jones makes the save. Brad Baylor's record. I thought it was going to be like his 102. But it's not. It's dating 18 girls in one semester. Hey, that's a good hit rate, actually. Fair play to him. Fair play to him. Elena said, swipe right. Let's go. Jackson Drake misses. Headbutt coming in there by Sean Legacy. Cappuccino gets him. He's charging over. Duck underneath against the ropes. Round the houses. Ooh. No. Reversed. Oh, is that like an S? A decaffeinator? It's like an SOS. A decaffeinator. He's about to go grande. Here we go. He's going up top. Oh. Whoa. Boom. Into the elbow. Cappuccino. 1, 2. Brad Baylor makes the save. Brad Baylor makes the save. Crowd is still making some great noise. Jen said, I dated way more in one semester. Hey, I'm just saying 18 is good. I'm just saying 18 is good. Daze, will you be doing an unseen for this show? I won't be doing an unseen based on this show. There will be an unseen today. Tag being made. Big boot there by Sean Legacy. Round the back. Kick to the midsection by Brad. Lovely. Double underhook spinning DDT, said Mr. Stone. Oh, big shot. Shot of espresso. Oh, Spanish fly. Jesus. That was like a Superman punch, but it was called a shot of espresso. Cartwheel. Cartwheels. And whoa, my God. That was so good. It was like into a crucifix pin. But he didn't get a chance to actually hold the pin. Swipe right. Come on, swipe right. Sean Legacy. Double drop kick off the top. On the shoulders into a torture rack. Oh, what's it called? 1, 2. What was it called? Shingles. It was kind of like it was like it was going to be a KOD type thing, but as he gets it, he twists it into like a net breaker. Well, it's a win for Cappuccino Jones. This ain't right. Who's complaining? Who's complaining? Cartwheel! Cartwheel's complaining! Not Cartwheel. Armstrong. Callie Armstrong wants a match. What does she want? Danny Palmer. Armstrong is back out that we saw from earlier. Okay, let's get the scores in, shall we? There's Sean. I trust your judgment. I'm going to leave you to direct this, Ava. I've definitely already got some ideas, says Ava. He keeps calling her the mayor. There we go. That was the first ever Evolve, and what I was looking for is what I got, which was fun. I was after a fun show, something I could enjoy, something that I could be entertained by, not feel like I wasted my time. You know, you didn't want boring bland person A against boring bland person B. We had Swipe Right, we had Cappuccino Jones, flipping Cartwheel, amazing. I feel like that Armstrong girl they're obviously pushing. I like the Kendall Gray, Carly Bright relationship. Carver looked amazing. Feel sorry for Trill London. He's going to need to bounce back. I'm thinking Armstrong against Danny Palmer after that kind of miscommunication. Obviously, Luca Crucifino was introduced. I mean, look, this thing clocks in at 40-odd minutes, and it's good. It's good. I'll tell you the thing that I don't quite understand. Are you telling me that on Tubi we're out of sync because on Tubi you have to watch adverts? Or can you keep in sync? Like, is it when you get to an advert you can skip that? Surely you can't just skip through adverts. That's the whole point, isn't it? That they make you watch adverts. So the one thing I don't quite understand is how does me watching it in the UK on YouTube, how does it differ to your Tubi experience? That's something I don't quite understand. Blake said there was 8,000 that was watching that live. Hannah said it seems a lot of noise for Evolve. And it's so quiet for AEW. I think that Jack was in AEW as enhancement talent, but Khan wouldn't give him time of day. Was this the best Evolve show of all time? Well, no, because Evolve used to exist, didn't it? So Evolve was its own brand back in the day. Was this the best WWE Evolve show of all time? Yes. Daze, your boy Cappuccino Jones did well, said Ashma. He's a great guy. Yeah, love him. Daze can relate to everyone swiping right, said Frankie. I think that there's a lot of... I mean, look, we're not getting carried away. We're not making out like this is the greatest thing we've ever seen. But as a first episode, does it make me want to tune in again for next week? Yeah, I'll tune in again next week. It might have been nice if we'd have heard about a championship that was going to be on the way and maybe just told us some of the big plans that they've got coming up. Because, you know, there are rumours that there's going to be a men's championship, a women's championship. I don't think that was mentioned. So... like, what is it that these people are working toward? I don't even know if it was mentioned that they're trying to work towards getting signed to NXT, or like, I feel like, what are they working towards? You know, we saw them in matches and we saw what they could do, but the problem you're going to have is that people are going to find that a little bit not urgent. Like, it's not going to be important, you know? It doesn't matter if I watch it or not. Like, you need to present a reason as to why we're watching this. Like, what are we working towards? You know, is it once every 6 months someone gets given a contract to NXT? Is there championships on the way, which we know there are? But how's that going to be sorted? Like, that's the only thing really, is that we got introduced to some people, and all of that stuff can come further down the road, but you have to try and get people to come back next week and the week after. And the week. This is a brand that we're hoping is going to stick around for a while. So you need to kind of tell people the structure of the brand, really, don't you? You need to tell people what it is we're working towards. You need to tell people, tune in next. In fact, there wasn't even that, was there? It wasn't even like tune in next week. Next week we've got, normally there's a rundown of what you get next week. Guys, don't miss next week. We've got an exciting show for you. Next week, we've got blah, 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 blah. We'll be seeing indie superstar Smiley Kylie Ray. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, where was that? Where was that at the end of the show where they told us what was next week or what everyone's working towards? That's the only thing that I can think, really, that I felt was a little bit missing. Because we got plenty of action, really fun stuff, plenty of, like, little promos. Although we didn't get introduced to where promo's going to take place. It was just around the ringside area, wasn't it? Would be quite nice if it was like studio wrestling and there was a podium that they could do promos at, you know? But other than those little bits, which are just nothing but little bits, because I'm going to be watching next week anyway, I really enjoyed it, yeah. I thought it was a fun show. Get in your scores. What would you score it out of 10, just to get a vibe, just to get a feel as to what people thought? What would you score it out of 10? Brony said there needs to be some storylines and titles involved. Just having matches for the sake of it will get boring quick. Lisa, shout out to you. Appreciate the kind words. John said it is a bit rough of a watch along with Tubi due to the ads. We get set back about 2-4 minutes every ad, so then we have to catch up. Oh, really? That is going to be a problem, isn't it? That is going to be a problem. There was an advert for someone being in action, but I can't remember who. There was a little thing that popped up saying that someone was going to be in action next week. I didn't see like a big rundown of like, we've got this, we got this. I didn't see that at the end. There was one during the promo earlier where it said that, I can't even remember who they were, but they were going to debut next week. But I only saw that for one superstar. John gives it an 8. Ashley gives it an 8. Kapata said 7.25. Jen with a 7. Foxy with a 0. Billy with an 8.2. Geordie with an 8. Rob with an 8. Joe with a 6. Adam with a 8. Stephen with an 8. Mayor Pete with a 6. Jay with a 7, Secret Agent with a 6.5, Taker 1990 with an 8.5, Johnny with a 7, Jay with an 8.5, Huddle Talk with a 7.5, Marcus with a 7, 412 said, I thought it was a good show, so I would go 7. Do you know what? These are good scores with 8s and 7s, a few 6s in there. Foxy with a 0. Ellis Dub said 6.5. Debut show 7.5. Caesar with an 8. Bob said 7. Marion with a 6. Jack Burton Hero said 4. JJ with 3. So we've got a few scores that are a little bit lower. 8.5 said Blake. Evan said 7.5. Jack said the show is okay, just okay. I feel like I just lost 50 minutes. I'll never get back, says the Boomer. So we got a real mixed bag here then. I enjoyed it. I would probably give it a 6, 7, 5 to 7, I think, for this first episode. It gave me a taste of what's to come, but I feel like I need to know what this is all working towards. I need to know, why do I need to tune in next week? If it is just going to be, here's like talent that's bubbling underneath NXT, that's only going to have limited appeal for people. And we know that that's not what they're doing, because there are championships that are coming in. And we know that this is going to be a brand. Like, this is going to be Evolve and there's going to be champions. And we know that's coming, but there was no, unless I missed it, there was no mention of that during the show. So a bit of a mixed bag, but I would say that it was probably more well-received than not well-received. No one knows any characters at the moment. I don't see how it could be higher than a 7 without storyline, said Mayor Pete. John with a 9, but Andrew with a 5. It was fun. I'll watch again in the future, says Thomas. They are in Evolve for a reason, so we can't judge them at the top level, pro level, said Dr. Luchlala. No, I think, though, it's good to get a snapshot of what people thought, because obviously WWE want people tuning in every week, and we're going to look to do like a watch along, and they're competing against AEW, and so, you know, they need to put out a product. There's no point being on 2B and doing all this if it's not something people are going to want to tune in for. So you've got to make sure that even if this is a lower level, which that did not really come across, did it? For me, I was watching, and there might have been the odd little moment that looked a little awry, but nothing out the ordinary. I did like, it wasn't slow and plodding. I mean, actually, the pace was quite good. I think massively helped by a lot of these being indie talents, you know. A lot of these either being people we've seen on NXT before, or indie talents that are out there doing this on a regular. I didn't feel like I just saw a lot of next in line that are learning this and have not been doing it too long. Like this level that's kind of bubbling underneath. Feels like it's not a bad level, actually. We haven't gone down all that far from, like, I wouldn't be shocked to see some of these popping up in NXT. Some of them have. Kaylee Bright, Kendall Gray, I've seen them in NXT. Danny Palmer, I've seen in NXT. They showed images of Carver on NXT Level Up. So I don't know that he might have been on NXT. I don't recall seeing him, but he's been on NXT Level Up. And then, like, you know, the Swipe Right lads, the Swipe Right bros, they've come from the Indies. So we know that they're out there. Cappuccino Jones has come from the Indies. Cartwheel, I'm sure, I mean, you know, he's got to have been doing some indie work. So I think that's why what we just saw was actually not, like, full of mistakes or slow or plodding or anything. I think we've just showed off some good talent that we've got there. So if that's going to be the standard, I think this is a higher standard than I was expecting, you know. So, yeah, goods. Right, let's get this. Ellis Dub said, I liked it a lot. There was some acts that need to find their groove, but there's others that immediately resonated. Couple of fun matches, really good energy. I agree, the show does need a purpose, though. Anna said, Daze, based on what you saw, do you think who do we think could main event a future WrestleMania? I mean, what I'll say is Armstrong, that Armstrong girl, she's got a good size to her. So, you know, she's a little bit Lash Legend-ish in the sense of her height, her size, and she was selling quite well as well. So if she can keep on delivering, like she was shouting in the microphone at the end saying, give me my match, I want another match. You know, it ain't going that way. So looking at her, I think she kind of stood out because size, you know, is obviously, that's something you can't teach. She's got good size to her, but I thought her in-ring looked quite good as well. Certainly with her selling, she was like bumping around all over the place. And then they brought her back out at the end to demand another match as she was like screaming down the commentator's headset. So I'm not going to say there's anyone here that's going to main event WrestleMania, but I'd say in the opening match, she kind of caught the eye. I do like Kendall Gray's attitude, but also that Armstrong girl, she was the one that looked at the camera during the match and was shouting down the camera mid-match. So I sort of like that. It sort of feels like she's not here to just take part, you know, she's here to make some noise. So she kind of grabbed my attention. Obviously, Carver in the second match because he murked Trill London. I mean, he looks good, but I can't say he looks bigger than Obafemi. So he's kind of cut from that similar cloth, isn't he? But I don't think he's got the size of Obafemi. So I don't know. We'll have to see what comes of him. But they're definitely building him up to be the monster of this brand so far. Swipe Right just looked fun, but they could turn into like the next Pretty Deadly. Didn't see a great deal out of that, Jackson. Cartwheel obviously catches the eye. I mean, he has got potential to get somewhere, but as we said during the match, those kind of wrestlers that can do cartwheels, backflips, you know, aerial stuff, there is a bit of a glass ceiling for them because the problem is you can do all that stuff and you sort of get pigeonholed as just that. Like you're someone that's going to open the card, get everyone excited, get like the crowd going, but you can really struggle to find world title opportunities. I mean, how did we not find something more for Ricochet to do in WWE? How did Gran Metalik and Kalisto and Lince Dorado and Sin Cara? You know, Sin Cara has gone back to Mexico and is killing it in Mexico. He's one of the best Mexican wrestlers in the world, right? In Mexico, he, I think, just won the Wrestling Observer Award for Best Mexican Wrestler. And he has been there or thereabouts for the past few years. But in WWE, we just could not figure out how to present him. Now, obviously, with some of those guys, there's going to be a language barrier that Cartwheel's not going to have. So that's a big advantage for him. But Ricochet didn't have that language barrier. And Ricochet could do everything that Cartwheel's just shown. So I do worry a little bit for Cartwheel. I think he can get somewhere. I think you're going to see him on NXT. I wouldn't be shocked if he makes it to the main roster, but this is why I was saying during the match, he's got to make sure he doesn't just rely on that. Like, don't be that guy. Be someone that can put on great wrestling matches and has the ability to sprinkle some of that stuff in rather than really relying on it. Cappuccino Jones, I thought looked good, but I wouldn't say was like, oh my God, he's going to be this massive star. Sean Legacy, I didn't really get a big read out of him, to be honest. But they did give him the win. He got the pin at the end. So could be something in that. So to be honest with you, if I was to pick out just one, I would probably go with either Cartwheel or Armstrong. But I would probably go Armstrong because I do just worry about that glass ceiling for Cartwheel, which, you know, I've only seen him once and he looked great. So he might be able to, it might not be an issue. So, but Armstrong, I think, might be the one that stood out to me. Yeah, I enjoyed it though. Really enjoyed it. And a massive thank you, Alexander the Great. Oh, that's so kind, my friends. Really appreciate that support. Alexander the Great gifting some Wrestling Daze memberships. And as I said, I really do appreciate that. There's some people that do fire in gifted memberships. And it's always appreciated. We do actually have a member stream tomorrow. We did our fun little championship game that we do each week. We did that today. Tomorrow we've got like a member stream though, so we'll be back doing that tomorrow. So Alexander the Great, I really do appreciate the support there, my friend. And I hope you enjoyed Evolve as well. I hope you all enjoyed Evolve, right? Something a bit different on a Wednesday, a little bit of throwaway fun, yeah? I'm glad they've made Ricochet heel. The whole weirdo gimmick's not doing it for me, though, said J14. I haven't seen, to be honest. I haven't seen on what he's been doing in AEW. Poctadil said Ricochet is a charisma value. He gets 10-7'd by teens on Twitter. Does it? Why did they separate Caster and Bowens but never book Bowens, said A. Jobson. James said last night NXT did 698. Oh, that's a shame that it dipped down, but we know that there was issues, don't we? So it's probably nothing to worry about, to be honest. So yeah, setting us up nicely for Madison Square Garden. Matteo said, I know this is a bit off topic. In one of the unseens, we saw Bianca concepts for gear, and one of those was the one that she was using at the Chamber. That's right, yeah. It was in there because the person put it on Twitter about... Yeah, didn't we look at it after the Chamber? I don't think that was doing the rounds before the Chamber, was it? I think it was doing the rounds after the Chamber. Am I right in this? I mean, I still think that it was Cowboy Carter related, but I remember looking at it and it didn't say what the inspiration was, but I still think it's Beyonce. But it didn't actually say like what the inspiration was, but I need to go and do Unseen anyway. Once again, I'm behind. I haven't been able to really catch up with stuff, but just judging by what we looked at earlier, it doesn't look like it's been the busiest of news days. So might not take too long tonight to actually catch up. So I need to run away and get that sorted. Jacob, welcome, my friend. Appreciate it. Wept tomorrow. Hannah said fun scene. Sonny, hello. Hope you're doing well, buds. Okay, right, I'm going to run away. Really appreciate everyone joining us. I mean, I really do, because I really didn't know if I'd be sat here largely on my own. So it was lovely to see so many people around and excited for this new brand. It is a bit unknown. We are seeing people that we have not seen or really heard much of before. That is obviously going to have limited appeal. But I hope the show had enough good energy. Hope it had enough like excitement in it to get people to check it out again, you know? I hope that even though we don't know who these people are, we're going to learn about them as the weeks go by. But did the show have enough energy? Did it have enough like eye-catching moments to make people want to come back? Well, we'll find out next week, won't we? We'll find out next week. So we'll be back same time next week with the next episode of Evolve. Jordan, Daze, how's it going? It's going well, buds. Hope life's treating you well. And I hope you enjoyed WWE Evolve. Thanks so much.